Another way we use percents is with interest. So here we're going to look at two different kinds of interest. The first one is simple interest, okay? But first of all, interest is the money you get from the bank for putting your money in that bank. That you're letting them use that for other things and you're saying, here, please keep this, so they pay you interest. You also pay interest if you have a loan. If you're saying, I need to borrow some money, they'll say, well, here's the money, but when you pay me back, you have to pay back a little bit extra because you're borrowing my money. That's the interest. The principal is the amount of money you are giving to the bank for them to keep, or the amount of money they are letting you borrow, okay, the amount of your loan. That's your principal. Simple interest is when you earn interest or you're paying interest only on the principal, okay? So it's just how much money did you originally put in there. Your formula is interest is equal to the principal times the rate multiplied by your time. So I'll say PERT for this, okay? So your rate will be your percent. It's usually like an annual interest rate. Whatever, like that's annual, so it's every year. So your time will also need to be in years, okay? So let's look at some examples. So I want to find the simple interest on, whoops, sorry, I pressed the wrong button. On a $220 loan at an annual interest rate of 5% for 5 years. So I'm going to start by just writing down my formula. So I equals PERT. Okay? Now, I'm going to go through here, because I'm trying to find the interest, so that's why I use this formula. I'm going to go through here and put numbers in for each letter. So what's my principal? That is the $220. So I'll put that in first. That's being multiplied by the rate, so 5%, but again, we're using a percent with other numbers, so I need to write it as a decimal. So it'll be 0.05%. So here's my R. Now I need my T. Well, how long is it in there? For 5 years. So principal times rate times time. Then I just multiply all those together. And I get $55. So for the bank letting me borrow $220 over 5 years, I'll have to pay them $55 extra just to let them borrow, just so I can borrow their money. Okay? Now, I want you to try this one. When you get it finished, go ahead and press play and we'll check it. So find the simple interest. So I'm going to copy down my formula. On an $800 deposit at 3% annual interest rate for 4 years. Okay, so the principal was $800. That was our deposit. Times our rate, 3%. So I've got to use 0.03. And then the time is 4 years. So multiplying all those together. That's $96. So for the bank keeping my money, they're going to pay me an extra $96. Okay? Now, the other type of interest is compound interest. So this is when you get money for that initial amount that you put in, your principal, but like after the first year you have additional money in there because you had some interest. Well, they're also going to pay you money for having that money in there. Okay, so you're earning interest on the principal and any interest still in that account. Alright? The balance, or how much money is in the account, is going to be your principal plus the interest earned. Okay? So how much are you earning over so many years? So here's the formula. So your balance is equal to the principal multiplied by, in parentheses, 1 plus your rate as a decimal, and that is to the T power. So how many years, that's going to be the power. So, let's look at a problem. It says find the balance on a $600 principal at a 6% annual interest rate for 3 years. So again, start by writing down your formula. Equals P times 1 plus R to the T power. Alright, now I'm going to go through and fill in numbers. I'm trying to find the balance on a principal of $600. 1 plus my rate was 6%, so I'll enter that in as 0.06. And then to what power? Well, I'm going to leave that in for 3 years, so that's to the third power. So quickly you should be able to simplify what's in the parentheses. So that's 1.06 to the third power. This is the only number being taken to the third power, okay? So we need to do the exponents, order of operations. We did the parentheses first, then we need to do the exponents, then our multiplication, okay? So your 1.06 to the third power will be, so there's 600 times, that's 1.191, which since it's money I need 2 decimal places, so it's just going to be the 19 because after that's a 1. Then multiplying that by my 600, I get a total of $714. Okay? I want you to try this one. So, writing down our formula first, B equals P times 1 plus R to the T. The principal is $9,000. My rate is 5%, so I'm going to put in 0.05. And then to the T power, so that will be 4. So doing my parentheses first, order of operations, it is 1.05. Then I want to take 1.05 to the 4th power. Now, I have this entered in my calculator. I'm not going to clear it out. I'm just going to keep that number and then press times 9,000, and it will use that answer and give me that my total balance, alright, so, and there's more decimals after this. We're talking about money. I want 2 decimal places. After my second decimal place is a 6, so I need to bump this up. So it's going to be $10,939.56. That would be my balance in the account. Okay?